Hey everyone, and welcome back to Digital Gaming Hub, where every Thursday we go through and rank the SNES games on the Nintendo Switch Online. In this video, I'll be ranking 3 more classic SNES games. You can also find me playing these games at twitch.tv/Digital Gaming Hub. Now, let's jump right in. The first game we'll be looking at today is Joe and Mack. Joe and Mack is a platformer that I actually enjoyed playing and could see the appeal even more so if you can get a buddy to play co-op with. Immediately from the beginning, the controls felt smooth. The graphics look crisp and the bright colors and fun character design add to the fun of playing Joe and Mack 2. The enemies include little dinosaurs, which makes me wish they would bring back this series because who doesn't love dinosaurs? The real downside, however, of Joe and Mack 2, and it's kind of a big one, is the difficulty. It almost feels like a game more catered towards kids or someone that just likes to go through a game, enjoy the visuals, and get to learn the story. For those of you that are looking for painfully hard platformers or are looking for a challenge, I would say just steer clear of this one because you're probably going to get bored. Now, in terms of rankings, I'm going to place Joe and Mack in the C tier. If it was maybe a bit more difficult, then I probably would have been able to go into B, but it was just not challenging enough to place it that high with so many other platformers available on the SNES. Now, this next game is a slam dunk of a game. Super Punch-Out is a classic, but it doesn't feel like an old game. It almost feels like a newer game that uses older style of graphics. The controls are just that good. And as I always say, good controls lead to great gameplay. The feeling of having full control over your boxer to dodge a punch and then punch back at the perfect moments is so satisfying. It really helps with making you feel like you're progressing as you get better at the game. And Super Punch-Out does a great job of scaling the difficulty of the game. It throws easy matchups at you in the beginning so that you can manage to learn the controls, and it also makes it very clear that they're easy matchups. Just take a look at your first opponent, a 56-year-old Frenchman with 1 win and 99 losses.
Yay!
It throws you a softball, almost like a tutorial, and has a sense of humor about it. Then the next fight starts to ramp up a bit just as you start to get the hang of the controls, and then it really starts to ramp up on the third fight. In terms of downsides, it was hard to find bad things to say about Super Punch-Out. I guess it would have been nice if the music changed every now and then, but the sound effects make the game even more satisfying when you're able to land some nice combos. Overall, I would highly recommend Super Punch-Out. I used to play Fight Night Round 4 a lot back in the day on the Xbox 360, and Super Punch-Out brought me back to those days of playing boxing games. I'm going to place Super Punch-Out in the A tier because of how fun it is, the animations, and because it's hard to find a good boxing game these days. Alright, so that brings us to FZero. Now this is a racing game. FZero is best known for being where Captain Falcon is from, and as soon as you jump into it, you're racing in Mute City and hear the music that you should be familiar with if you play Super Smash Bros. And while we're on the topic of music, let's talk about how great it is. Just listen to the fast-paced, high-speed music. It perfectly matches the very fast-paced racing game that is FZero. And while you do go very fast in FZero, the controls and steering are just as important as speed. Because if you hit the wall too many times, your car blows up, and then you immediately lose. I could see this being slightly annoying while trying to learn the controls and how to handle the car, but it is an extra fun challenge that you have to make sure to think about throughout the race. Overall, FZero was just a lot of fun to play, and that's why it's going to be the first racing game to be above the C tier. I think that this might actually be the only racing game on the SNES that I go back to and play from time to time, and because of that, I'm going to place FZero in the B tier. I think that this might actually be the first time that I had a lot of fun playing all 3 games in my rankings. So that was 3 more SNES games now ranked. And now that I've given my point of view, I want to hear from you. Have you played any of these games? Did my rankings make you want to play any of these SNES games? Am I completely wrong about my rankings? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. And while you're at it, if you want behind the scenes access to me playing these games and a sneak peek of my future videos, go follow me on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Digital Gaming Hub. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you here next time to rank 3 more SNES games.